Best-selling author is back. Anthony L. Kelly with his award-winning book Saving Miss Caroline, Michi, and Jaja. The link is at the top line of the description box. If you're a reader like me, trust me, you will not be disappointed. Once again, the link is at the top line of the description box. Go claim your copy right now. To advertise your business in front of millions of people, email us right now at advertise@hiphopun.com. That's advertise@hiphopun.com. All right, let's get into this video today. This video is brought to you by Anthony Kelly. Go to the top line of the description box to claim your book. Now, all right, Kanye West is calling Stephen A. Smith to the carpet. I actually had to turn on his post notifications on Instagram, and I'm making sure that I screenshot everything because this is really history in the making. Now, let's get to what Kanye West said to our good brother Stephen A. Smith. He put, "It's actually some real ones still alive that ain't afraid no more. I'm with you. Time to build our own so the red media can never control or diminish us again." Now, this is it's a small, profound statement, right? And a guy like Stephen A. Smith, in his position, he's great at what he does. He was a great writer for The Inquirer, and he's probably even a better sports commentator. Probably the top guy in the world right now on ESPN, one of the biggest networks, and you got to give him his props. But he's under fire a lot for some of his unfavorable positions on a lot of things, in particular that has to do with Black America, which is, sometimes I gotta, come down hard on him, pause, right? But sometimes I understand where he's coming from because he understands that if he would have crossed the line and say the wrong thing, that he himself will be put on the chopping block. See, there's no perspective person when it comes to the system that we're in, right? You say the wrong thing about the wrong person, you know what I mean, and you get a backlash, a hellstorm, a backlash, from any particular group of people, protected group of people, I should say, then your job is at risk too. You're going to have to apologize. And if the statement is too wild, you're going to have to apologize for what you said. So what Kanye is pretty much saying is like, time to start our own. I agree, right? And see, look, when I see like Chinatowns, I see Mexico towns, I see, Jewish areas, East Indians, whatever, I'm cool with it. I love it. The words and different, they have their language, their culture, their doctors, their hospitals, their schools. See, being able to feed and clothe yourself, food, clothing, and shelter. Remember that, food, clothing, and shelter. When people are unable to do that, and this is, a lot of our master teachers have spoken on this. When you're able to provide that for yourself, then you're able to control your destiny more. When somebody else is providing that for you, they begin to control your destiny. So I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? I don't see nothing wrong with people doing for self. But see, the key is doing for self. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and we talked about different ethnic groups in this country and how, a lot of them went through a lot of things, before they got here and even in America. But the difference was that they galvanized amongst each other. Now, we have, and I don't want to, it's not a victim mentality. We have had, I think a lot of obstacles, and we still fighting, obviously, for true independence and true liberation, in my opinion. But we, have had, governments, and this is all documented, right? Covert and overt efforts to stop whatever when we try to actually do for self in that type of manner, right? Other people hadn't had such resistance as we have, Not to say that it's impossible. It's definitely still possible to do. But what Kanye is saying is like, let's get our own. Let's have our own, let's own our own record companies. Let's own our own hospitals. And again, obviously we know that there are some out there, right? But it's just not enough. It's not enough. Anytime you're spending $1 trillion with other people and making them rich, it's not enough. Anytime the dollar is leaving the black community within 4 to 6 hours, it's not enough. Contrary or tantamount to other communities, it's in the community for 30 days, meaning that they're doing for self. A guy get paid, he got a barber that looks like him. He's taking the money to them. He's going to his doctor. He's looking for the last name that's similar to his. The schools, the ambulance, the police, all of this stuff. They understand that if they keep this dollar circulating, that they not only empower themselves, but they empower their future generation. You see, Jay-Z said it. He said, nobody, everybody in my crew is rich, because if somebody falls, we will be each other's crutches. They understand that particular concept, so they're making sure that, okay, I'm taking my money here. I'm keeping this business going. I'm keeping this butcher going. I'm keeping, this restaurant going. I'm keeping this school going. I'm keeping, the barber going. Whatever the case may be, you guys get the point. They're keeping this going, because one day I might fall, but I know I can go to my people and help lift me back up. I understand that, this neighborhood, we could do what we want in this neighborhood. We could control. Another part we don't talk about is controlling the politics of a neighborhood. So we get what we want. We need a street sign. We need a community center. We need this. See, we have to learn organization. We have to learn, what power really is. So we think power is you getting a mansion, you moving out to Tinseltown, you getting the Benz, and 50 chains on your neck. You think that's power. And in a way, it's a sort of empowerment for you. But what are you doing to empower others? Are you creating businesses and hiring people? Or are you just hoarding it all for yourself? So it's a lot of stuff to think about. We look at a guy like Stephen A. Smith, and I said the same thing with Van Lathan, right? These guys, it's like they're just, and it's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. But it's like we got to get something or a lot of things that we actually control. We have to, right? We have to. It's important because you can now begin to exercise your power like other people exercise their power. See, they sit around and say, okay, look, he says something against us. We don't like it. It's anti-us. All right, look, stop doing business with him. The contract expired. Oh, we ain't accepting nothing for him. This dude is done. We're financially cutting him off because of the statement. Just a statement that he said. Hope that this, sheds some light on, what Kanye wrote to Stephen A. Smith. I don't know if he had a conversation with him. I don't know if Stephen A. Smith says something that sparked this, but he's picking some of the big people, the big wigs, per se. I could see the Stephen A. Smith network. I could see that right now. So again, pooling power and resources. We got to understand that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This video was brought to you by Anthony L. Kelly, world-renowned author. Go into the description box, the top line of the description box, right there at the top. Go ahead, right. Click the link and go grab yourself something right now. Tell them old God sent you. Great books if you like to read. I'm telling you right now, the top line of the description box. Hey, hit the like button on the way out. Leave a comment. Peace.